Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, you can never get ahead financially? You work hard, save money, but then a family member asks for help, and just like that, your savings are gone. The worst part? You expect gratitude, but instead, you get more requests, more demands, and sometimes even criticism. Sounds unfair, right? But what if I told you this isn't bad luck? It's actually a destructive pattern that could be keeping you stuck in financial struggle. In this video, I'm going to open your eyes to the fatal mistakes people make when helping their family. Mistakes that silently destroy their chances of financial growth. We're going to talk about the sacrifices you make out of love and obligation that in reality could be stopping you from having the life you truly deserve. Are you falling into this trap? Is your kindness being taken advantage of? Stick with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly where most people go wrong, how to recognize the signs that you're being drained, and, most importantly, how to help without sinking yourself. If you want to break free from this cycle and finally build financial stability without guilt, this video is for you. Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you might change the way you see money, family, and even yourself. Helping family is a noble act, and many people feel it's their duty to give back to those who were there for them. But here's the problem. This help often turns into a destructive cycle. You start by lending a little here, covering an emergency there. And before you know it, you've compromised your rent money, your future, or your own life goals. And the worst part? It often goes unappreciated. I've heard stories of hardworking people earning decent money, but never getting ahead because every time they saved up, a relative popped up with an urgent problem. Sound familiar? If you've been through this, you know how tough it is. You feel like you have to help, but at the same time, you see how much it's hurting you. And then comes the dilemma. If you help, you lose money. If you don't help, you feel guilty. How do you break out of this cycle? How can you stay generous without ruining your own finances? Stay with me, because now we're going to talk about the 5 fatal mistakes that make you poorer when trying to help your family. The 5 fatal mistakes that make you poorer when helping family. Mistake 1. Helping without clear limits. This is one of the most common mistakes. You help once, then again, and before you know it, it becomes a habit. The problem is, without limits, your help turns into a burden. You end up taking on responsibilities that aren't even yours, while the other person gets used to always relying on you. How do you avoid this? Simple. Set a maximum amount or a frequency for financial help. If you decide to help, do it within a limit that won't hurt your own financial stability. Mistake 2. Being the only lifeline. If every time a family member has a problem, they run straight to you, watch out. This can create dangerous dependency. Instead of looking for solutions, some people just settle because they know you'll always be there to save the day. The result? You get emotionally and financially drained while they continue relying on you. How do you avoid this? Teach alternatives. Encourage new sources of income. Help them find practical solutions, or even show them ways to cut unnecessary expenses. Mistake 3. Lending money without a clear repayment plan. Who hasn't lent money to a family member and never seen it back? The problem with lending without rules is that money often turns into a gift. The borrower feels no obligation to repay. To avoid this, always treat it like a serious agreement. If you lend money, set a deadline, payment installments, and a real commitment to repay. And more importantly, if someone still owes you money, don't lend them more. Mistake 4. Sacrificing your own finances and dreams. This might be the most painful mistake. You work hard, hustle, and have big dreams. But every time a family member asks for help, You put their needs above your own. And what about your future? Many people sacrifice opportunities, investments, and even their financial well-being because they think they need to save everyone else. But the truth is, if you don't take care of your own finances, no one else will. Mistake 5. Thinking saying no is wrong. Last but definitely not least, the fear of saying no. A lot of people struggle to refuse financial help because they're afraid of looking selfish. But here's the reality. Learning to say no is one of the most important skills for protecting your financial future. If you keep saying yes to everything, your bank account will eventually say no for you. Learn to say no firmly, but without guilt. You can explain that you're focusing on your own stability or offer other forms of help that don't involve money. How to help without destroying your finances. Now that you understand the mistakes that make you lose money, let's talk about solutions. After all, helping your family is important, but it has to be done wisely. Here are 3 strategies that can change the game for you. Create a family assistance fund. Want to help without hurting your finances? Set aside a fixed monthly amount for this purpose, an amount that doesn't impact your bills. If that money runs out, the help stops for the month. This way you stay in control. Offer alternative solutions. Instead of giving money, teach people how to earn it. Help them find job opportunities, suggest courses, or introduce them to financial education. This way, you contribute to their independence instead of their dependence. Educate your family about finances. Most of the time, the issue isn't a lack of money, but a lack of financial literacy. The more your family learns about money management, the less they'll depend on you. Share resources, teach them about saving and investing, and help them develop financial responsibility. This way, you offer real and lasting help. Final thoughts. Help smartly, not blindly. Helping your family is a beautiful thing, but it has to be done wisely. Set limits, learn to say no, and above all, put your own financial stability first. Because if you go broke, you won't be able to help anyone. So be strategic. Now, tell me, have you ever faced a situation like this? What's the hardest financial decision you've had to make for a family member? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear from you. And if you want more tips on how to grow financially without falling into these traps, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this today. See you next time. Thank you for watching the video.